Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the rapidly approaching future of, well, our entire global financial system. I mean, we are literally standing on the edge of a massive technological revolution in banking. And honestly, it's happening way faster than most people realize. Let's just jump right in.
So I really want you to think about this question for a second. When you swipe your card, apply for a loan, or transfer funds, who or what is actually moving your money? For decades, right, the answer was always a human banker somewhere in the chain. Somebody sitting at a desk, reviewing a file, and finally clicking Approve. But that era? It's coming to a definitive, undeniable end. We're entering a completely new age where the machine itself is entirely in charge.
Okay, let's lay out our roadmap for unpacking all of this. First up, the paradigm shift. Second, we'll take a look under the hood. Third, the path to full autonomy. Fourth, what this all actually means for you. And finally, Number 5, the risks we absolutely must manage.
Section 1. The paradigm shift. What we're witnessing right now is essentially the self-driving moment for our global banking infrastructure. And at the core of all this is autonomous transactional authority. Basically, this is a system where a bank's AI makes completely independent financial decisions and executes transactions without needing any human approval whatsoever. The absolute key word here is authority. See, the machine isn't just a fancy calculator anymore. The bank has handed over the actual legal and technical permission to act entirely on its own. It's a huge deal.
There is a really stark contrast between the past and the future here. Under the old paradigm, traditional AI, the software was basically just an assistant. It analyzed data, maybe flagged some potential fraud, and suggested actions to human managers. But with autonomous authority, the AI evaluates the risk and finalizes the financial agreements independently. In real time. The AI has literally moved from the passenger seat right into the driver's seat.
So why is this happening? Well, simply put, there are massive financial incentives driving banks toward this. Think about it. Human approval just creates bottlenecks. Autonomous AI completely eliminates those processing delays by working instantly, day or night. It slashes operational costs by automating all those manual workflows, and it maximizes transaction accuracy. Why? Because algorithms don't get tired, they don't make typing errors or calculation mistakes. Plus, AI can detect market changes way faster than human traders, which optimizes returns. And finally, it scales perfectly. These autonomous systems can handle millions of concurrent transactions without the bank ever having to hire a single additional staff member. It's incredible.
Moving on to Section 2, Under the Hood. Now, what's really fascinating here is how raw data becomes direct financial action in literal milliseconds.
The whole framework runs on this continuous lightning-fast loop. Step 1. Continuous data ingestion. The AI is constantly monitoring live data streams like market prices or your account balances. Step 2 is pattern evaluation, where it compares all that data against historical baselines. Then Step 3, independent decisioning. The very millisecond the financial criteria are met, the AI chooses the optimal path. No human prompt needed at all. Step 4 is direct execution, so interfacing straight with clearinghouses to finalize the deal. And Step 5, post-transaction logging. It updates the ledger and pings your dashboard. This loop just runs over and over, incredibly fast, constantly moving capital without ever pausing for a breath.
But of course, it takes an entire ecosystem to actually make this function. At the very core, you've got machine learning models identifying patterns and predicting outcomes. Then you have APIs. Think of those as digital bridges connecting the AI directly to external financial networks. Crucially, there are regulatory engines. These are embedded rule sets that strictly enforce things like anti-money laundering laws. You've got cybersecurity, defending against any unauthorized access. And importantly, human committees. Humans aren't obsolete, but our roles are shifting. Instead of manually processing individual transactions, humans are now doing high-level oversight, auditing performance, and setting the general boundaries for the AI to play in.
All right, Section 3, the path to full autonomy. Because, let's be real, we didn't just wake up one morning and say, hey, let's let machines run the entire global financial system. This has been a very deliberate step-by-step journey.
If we map out that evolution, it's a clear progression. Back around 2015, we just had rule-based automation. Those were strict, human-written if-then instructions, like blocking a credit card if it's used in 2 different countries on the same day. By 2020, we moved up to AI assistants, co-pilots basically. Machine learning gave us complex recommendations, but a human still had to actually click the button to execute. Now, around 2024, we're in the era of conditional autonomy. AI handles specific low-risk stuff, but routes the weird cases to humans.
Fast forward to 2027, and we're looking at high transactional autonomy, where the AI is making the vast majority of all decisions. And by 2030, full autonomous authority. Systems managing complete, complex workflows entirely independently, self-correcting errors, and only ever pinging a human if the foundational infrastructure actually fails.
Which brings us to Section 4, what it means for you. Because as mind-blowing as the back-end tech is, the absolutely crucial point is how this completely transforms the way you interact with your own money. Just think about the practical implications here. Imagine applying for a personal loan. You hit submit, and literally instantly, the AI reads your credit profile, prices the exact risk, and deposits the funds right into your account. In seconds, it's totally seamless. Then there's automated wealth management. The AI independently buys or sells investments to maximize your yield, and you don't have to lift a finger. We're also talking proactive fraud prevention, where the AI sniffs out and cancels a sketchy payment before it even leaves the bank. But keep in mind, it also means dynamic pricing. The interest rates on your credit products, they might start changing in real time based on overall market liquidity or even your specific personal financial behavior.
And honestly, maybe the most noticeable change of all, your money never sleeps. Traditional banking hours are officially dead. Because the algorithm doesn't need to go home or take a coffee break, your financial transactions execute flawlessly over the weekend, on national holidays, or at 3 in the morning. Asset shifts just happen continuously without any operational slowdowns. Finally, Section 5, the risks we must manage. Okay, let's physically slow down for a second. Taking human hands completely off the steering wheel definitely has consequences, and we need to objectively discuss this because, as with any incredibly powerful technology, full autonomy introduces some serious fundamental vulnerabilities.
There's a concept that experts call systemic speed risk, and our source material actually captures it perfectly. It points out that an unhandled error or glitch in the AI code can execute thousands of incorrect transactions in a fraction of a second. Think about that. When the machine has total authority, a minor, unforeseen glitch doesn't just cause a slight delay. It can cause massive, rapid capital loss before any human engineer even realizes what's happening, let alone steps in to stop it. Speed is absolutely a double-edged sword.
Then we have the really profound issues of algorithmic bias and the loss of human nuance. If the historical data used to train the AI contains societal inequities, and let's face it, it often does, the autonomous AI will simply replicate or even accelerate unfair lending and credit decisions. On top of that, these systems strictly follow cold, hard data logic. They fundamentally lack the flexibility to evaluate unique, non-traditional situations with any sort of human compassion. If you have an unusual circumstance that just isn't represented in the AI's training data, the machine simply cannot empathize with you. It just says no. And of course, there are the ongoing external vulnerabilities. Bad actors aren't just trying to steal your password anymore. They're actively targeting the AI's learning models. They want to inject corrupted data to trick the system into independently authorizing fraudulent transfers. And hanging over this whole shebang is a massive cloud of regulatory uncertainty. Current financial laws basically everywhere still require human accountability. So when an entirely independent machine makes a massive financial mistake, who's legally liable? The programmers? The bank's executives? The AI itself? We literally just do not have those answers yet. Which leaves us with this final, pivotal question. Are we ready to let the machine actually take the wheel? The incredible benefits of instant, error-free, continuous banking are right there within our grasp, but they are balancing on a knife's edge against the systemic risks of fully autonomous money. It is a fascinating frontier, and it's one we're all going to have to navigate together. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep asking those great questions, and I'll catch you next time.